guys, girls, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, and grandfathers, and your dog walker. Welcome back to Conspiracy Chatter with your host, Sebastian Labora. Today we got special guest and expert Jay Liakakos. Jay, how are you?
I'm pretty good, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for being here. I know you're a super busy guy, but thank you for making time. Last week we had expert Stephen Liakakos while we were talking about the CIA and their involvement in AIDS, and today we got a pretty heavy topic, big theory coming up, about to blow your minds. We're talking about aliens, and wait, the fact that they built the pyramids at Giza. We're going to be looking at a bunch of different theories, answering a bunch of different questions, and possibly debunking this great natural phenomenon.
Not natural, it's man-made.
Unnatural.
Apparently man-made.
Anyways, a little bit about the pyramids. So, allegedly, Egyptians built the pyramids of Giza in a span of 85 years. The pyramids of Giza are all three famed pyramids, and their elaborate burial complexes were built during a frenetic period of construction from roughly 2550 to 2490 BC. The pyramids were built by pharaohs Khufu, which is the tallest pyramid, Khafre, which is the back, and Menkaru, which is the front. Allegedly, these pharaohs helped build these pyramids, but we're going to be saying that the aliens built them. So a little bit about that theory is, just outside of Karu and Giza, the most famous of the Egyptians' pyramids rise from the desert. Built more than 4,500 years ago, the pyramids of Giza are monumental tombs where ancient queens and pharaohs were buried. But how exactly did the Egyptians build these? Did they even build them? We don't know. The Great Pyramid is made of millions of precisely hewn stones weighing at least 2 tons each. Even with today's cranes and other construction equipment, building a pyramid as big as that one of Pharaoh Khufu, which is the biggest one, would be a large challenge. Modern day technology, to say the least. And then there's the astronomical configuration of the pyramids, which is said to align with the stars in Orion's belt. As well, alien theorists often point to the fact that these three pyramids are in way better shape than others built centuries later, never mind the amount of work that has gone into preserving them over the past several centuries. So are the Egyptian pyramids artifacts of aliens? We don't know. Is it true that scientists aren't quite sure how exactly the Egyptian pyramids are built? Yes, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. So, before we start getting some questions, Jay, as the expert, what do you think is going on behind the pyramids?
Well, I think it's definitely a fact that mankind is responsible for numerous achievements in technology, art, and science. But it's hard to tell whether or not they're behind the building of the pyramids because of how long ago they were built and because of the technology that they were lacking. I mean, the stones were what, 2 tons? Sorry,
each, yeah,
2
2
tons.
tons
It's a lot of weight for men to carry, but apparently it was built by 100,000 oppressed slaves. So you could argue that, but it would take probably a couple hundred people to just lift one of the stones, let alone to get them to the height that it reached. So it's hard to tell whether or not they did build it. I mean, there are a ton of great things that were built by man, but this is arguably one that might have been too difficult.
You mentioned the fact that slaves helped build it. Slaves are fairly malnourished, they don't get as much food and nutrition as we do. So you just look at their physical state, it'd be impossible for them to carry these rocks,
Yeah.
I eat pretty consistently 3 meals a day. I think it'd be easier for me to carry a rock, but I wouldn't be able to carry a 2-ton rock.
2 tons is a little much, yeah.
2 tons is a little much, but
yeah.
A couple of questions here. So the pyramids are said to align with the stars. What are we saying? Are these stars like alien headquarters, that they're strategically right above the pyramids or something?
I'm not sure if you can say it's a headquarter, because a star is a star. It is a burning thing in space. So I don't know if aliens would live inside the star. However, there have been tons of records of ancient Egyptians writing down that these people, these gods, came from the sky to help them build these pyramids. There are drawings in caves that depict people in the sky, ships in the sky, what they have seen, and
UFOs,
yeah,
not ships.
yeah, exactly,
UFOs.
We don't know what they are to this day, and the fact that they even drew it means that they saw something up there. So I mean, it's a pretty tough one to kind of prove, but
they didn't have the knowledge to know that when a green guy with big bug eyes comes to your planet, you call them a god, but we now know that they're aliens. So the gods built the pyramids.
Yeah,
nah,
no,
aliens built the pyramids.
Extraterrestrials,
supernatural, paranormal, all that.
I don't know about paranormal. It's a little bit different.
I'm not the expert. You are.
Yeah, that's safe. That's why I'm here.
Pyramids are said to be graveyards for all the great pharaohs. Do you think aliens buried their dead within the tombstones that they built?
That's a good question, and it's hard to tell. I mean, the aliens are said to have come down to help humanity kind of strive and prosper. You know, I mean, it's been proven that there are mummies of pharaohs, and they are human. But I mean,
they're wrapped up, so like we don't know what they really look like.
The DNA, and we do know. We don't know what they really do look like, but they have the same skeletal features as a human does.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a good question though. I get that a lot with my clients.
I learned in a wonderful history class led by a man by the name of Mr. Fitzpatrick. He said that techniques in building the pyramids were that they used ramps. Like
ramps. Yes.
I don't think so, man.
Nah.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Like, we got ramps in today's society, but we also got cranes, and like cranes couldn't build the pyramids, so I doubt ramps could.
To push a 2-ton rock up a ramp, people would slide down. It would slide down. It would crush some people.
It wouldn't slide down if an alien was pushing it.
Nah, the alien doesn't have to push it. The alien can lift it.
Lift it with its mind, maybe?
Nah, with the spaceship. The UFO.
Spaceship with the UFO?
Yeah.
Like a laser beam. You could just beam it up. Beam it up and drop it down.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Beam you up,
Let's go,
Scotty.
baby.
Let's go, baby. The fact that the pyramids are still standing now, when we got buildings coming up and coming down regularly in today's society with our technology, like, is that a testament to the great architecture that slaves put together, or is it just further proof supporting the fact that aliens built it?
Well, you know, the pyramids are said to be, I believe, over 100 meters tall. With all of the wear down and the erosion, archaeologists believe that it actually shrunk by 8 meters since it was built. The fact that it's that high right now, even back then, pretty impressive. I'm not sure who would climb those rocks because they're pretty massive. Hard to get up and down for a human. To say that it was built by humans is a little bit, I mean, it could be believable, but they definitely needed some help.
They needed help from an external force out of this world. Extraterrestrial
force. Aliens.
Well, here's some numbers for you guys. The speed of light is 299,792,458 meters per second. The geographical coordinates for the Great Pyramids are 29.9792458 degrees north. When you remove the decimals and commas, those are the exact same numbers in the exact same order. However, humans didn't measure the speed of light with this precision until 1950, thousands of years after the pyramids went up. So, what does that lead to? The theory that aliens invented time travel and went back in time and built these pyramids thousands of years before us in this exact same geographical location. Thoughts, recommendations, comments?
The belief could be that they did time travel. However,
like Back to the Future.
Like Endgame. I was gonna say that. I was thinking maybe you'd quote Tony Stark or something.
We're in the Endgame now.
Nah. Anyway, that could be the belief, but the main belief, in my case, maybe, the aliens, the extraterrestrials, the the space astronauts. I don't know if that's what they're called. That's what I call them.
The big green beauties.
That could definitely be it too. They were just very technologically advanced. They knew what they were doing. They wanted to help us thrive. They're not here to kill us, like Independence Day, that movie with Will Smith.
Oh, good movie.
Yeah. It's a pretty good movie.
Great movie.
I think it's pretty nice.
It's got a good soundtrack.
We should do a podcast on that later.
Later.
Yeah, if you want.
Next week.
Anyway, the technology that they possessed, if those ancient depictions have those UFOs in them, they have those UFOs lifting these stones. I wish we could show you. It's too bad it's a podcast.
Look it up. The internet's a wonderful place.
I mean, ancient cave carvings.
Google
In-
www.ancientcavecarvings.org. It's a
In
not-for-profit organization.
In Egypt.com/Egypt. Anyway, my theory, they were just very technologically advanced. They wanted to help out. The Egyptians had this idea. They're going to bury their pharaohs, their queens, in these massive buildings.
When the aliens are looking down saying, oh, these people need a great cemetery, it's like, say less. We got blessed ideas for you to make a great cemetery.
Also, these stones, they were carved with precision.
Precision.
They are the same size, the same shape.
They're super
Everything.
symmetrical.
Where do you get these massive, massive stones from? Especially in such ancient times. They're not glued together or anything to create one big stone. They are one big stone, all in all. 2 tons each.
2 tons each. It's not like they had a wonderful design tech lab like Mr. DiPiero does at Bathurst and St. Clair St. Michael's College School.
1515 Bathurst Street.
Exactly.
That guy's a beast.
Yeah. They didn't have that. They were just, chipping away at it with a hammer and a nail, but made them all so symmetrical.
The type of technology that would be needed to cut stones of that nature
Would be so out of its time.
something like I don't know what they're called, but those construction tools.
Or
It's
like
almost
a
like
laser beam.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost like a laser cut them.
Like a lightsaber or something.
Yes, the measurements are exactly the same on every single stone, and the way they're laid out is perfect. They're all in line with each other. The fact that a man put all of this together seems a little bit far-fetched because the technology wasn't there. Maybe now, even now, it would still probably be pretty difficult to put up a pyramid.
Yeah.
I mean, we put up skyscrapers and stuff, but to lift all those rocks
It's
one
not
at a
pyramid,
time.
Yeah.
They said that it was built over approximately 20 years, but I think it'd take way more if it
longer.
were just men.
Way longer. And I think this time travel theory makes a lot of sense because, when you're the aliens and you're looking for like a time period in our existence to just pop in and like do something,
Of course.
that's the perfect time period. You got a bunch of these human beings, don't have the scientific knowledge yet. They see these people, they're going to worship you as a god if you're an alien. So it's like, why not just show up and do something? Aliens show up now, we got the government, we got the CIA, we got our dentists just, grabbing weapons and trying to hunt these things. You show up at ancient Egypt times? Nah. They get down on their hands and knees, say, build whatever you want, man.
Exactly. And like, the time travel theory could be possible because you look up at the stars and stuff. A couple of them are a couple hundred light years away. That means it takes 100 years for that light to reach you. That means that they're in the future.
Yeah.
That means
Oh,
that
yeah.
we're in the past.
Oh,
That means that the aliens were in the future.
and if we're in the past, but they're the future, that means that their future's our past, and their past is our future.
That's pretty scary.
That just broke the fifth ceiling of my brain. But man, I think this is the 5th episode of Conspiracy Chatter, and I've never been so confident in my life that we just debunked this theory.
Honestly, the aliens built the pyramids of Giza.
With the help of alien
Aliens.
technology,
UFO.
and time travel, UFOs, laser beams, lightsabers, and 2-ton rocks, and a couple of slaves in the background for historians to give credit to.
Yeah. Couple 100,000.
Couple 100,000, just for show. But
Yeah.
they were really there eating popcorn, watching, cheering them on.
Yeah.
We're saying they're the ones who built it.
20 years.
That's like in the future, a historian saying, oh, Sebastian and his friends were in the movie theater watching a movie. They made the movie. Nah. The directors made the movie, but in this case, the directors are aliens.
And they directed the movie.
Man. I'm lost for words here. I think we actually did this.
The proof is in the pudding.
The proof is in the pudding, man. Jay, I think just before we sign off here, give everyone a quick rundown, talk about everything we just debunked, and then I'll close off this episode.
To summarize, mankind has created tons of different things, different technological advances,
Beautiful things,
Different-
ugly things.
different archaeological advances, different architectural advances,
Different nutritional advances.
nutritional, but that doesn't matter here.
No.
But, for mankind, for humans to have built these pyramids of Giza, which are hundreds of meters tall, it seems a little bit far-fetched because they say they use the ramps to put these rocks up and place them on perfectly cut stones weighing 2 tons each. That's a little bit crazy.
I don't buy it.
I don't think a lot of us buy it. But here's the thing. You have these carvings in caves in ancient Egypt that depict gods from the sky coming, they said in records, coming down from the stars to come and help us build these pyramids.
Obvious clue number 1.
Obvious. And the depiction showed these UFOs, which are the UFOs that we say we see now. There have been many UFO sightings and stuff in the present day, but this perhaps could be the biggest clue. Also, what I didn't get to mention, these aren't the only pyramids in the world.
No.
There are pyramids in Antarctica, under the snow. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Look it up on Google, to all you folks listening.
You're the pyramid expert, bud. I trust you.
There are pyramids in Antarctica,
Yeah.
Alaska,
Alaska.
pyramids in China, under the ground, in Africa. Well, Egypt is in Africa, I'll give you that, but in southern Africa, in the middle of Africa, there are pyramids. Underneath all this land and stuff, it seems as if things have grown over top of them, but it is a pyramid form. And it's insane.
And now you got these pyramids here that have stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Why? One word. Aliens. Well, that just about wraps it up. We did it. I don't care what you say. I don't care about science. I don't care about fact. The fact is, aliens built the pyramids. And we just debunked it. Jay, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast, man.
Your expertise was much appreciated. And stay tuned next week where we will be debunking the next conspiracy theory brought to you by the fans. From everyone here at Conspiracy Chatter and myself, Sebastian Labora, peace out.